So back in 1937, this book comes out that promises to spill the secrets to getting rich. And look, it wasn't just another book. It would literally go on to become one of the most influential books ever.
We're talking over 100 million copies sold. That's not a bestseller, that's a global movement. It has shaped how entire generations of entrepreneurs and leaders think.
And its street cred is just off the charts. You've got modern-day billionaires who swear by it, presidents quoting it. It's basically the blueprint for almost every self-help book that came after it.
But that brings up a huge question, right? If this secret is so powerful and so many people have read the book, why do most of us read it and, well, nothing really changes? What are we all missing?
Well, the answer is kind of simple, but it's also pretty profound. The book was never actually about making money. That was just the bait. The money was always supposed to be the side effect of something way, way deeper.
Napoleon Hill pretty much tells you there's a secret on page 1, and then he spends the entire book hiding it right under your nose. So today, we're going to decode it.
And we're going to use a three-layer decode to do it. First, we'll look at the surface, what everyone thinks the book says. Then, the symbol, the hidden code underneath it all. And finally, the personal, how you can use this code in your life starting today.
Okay, so let's start with layer 1. This is the version most people get. The straightforward 13-step plan for getting rich.
The origin story alone is the stuff of legends. Andrew Carnegie, who was the richest man on the planet, dares a young reporter, Napoleon Hill, to spend 20 years studying the 500 most successful people in the world. We're talking titans like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, you get the picture. Hill said yes, and the result was these 13 steps.
Now, the very first step Hill lays out is desire, but his definition is everything. He's not talking about just wanting something or making a wish. He means a white-hot, all-consuming, can't-sleep-at-night obsession for one very specific goal. He says that's where all achievement really begins.
And this story just nails the idea perfectly. Hill talks about a guy named Edwin Barnes, who is basically broke. He shows up at Edison's lab and declares he's going to be his business partner. Not an employee, a partner. And years later, that's exactly what happened. That absolute certainty, that burning desire, that was the secret sauce.
And right here is where we make the pivot. Because if you stop at the surface, you just see a 13-step plan for making a buck. But that's not the real game. The book is actually a user manual for your mind. So let's go deeper, to the second layer.
Okay, welcome to layer 2. This is the absolute heart of it. This is what Hill was really trying to say. This book is a guide for reprogramming your own subconscious mind.
You see, Hill understood something back in 1937 that neuroscience is just now proving. You are not running the show. Your conscious mind, the part of you that's listening to me right now, is only in charge about 5% of the time. The other 95%, your habits, your beliefs, your gut reactions, that's all run by your subconscious.
So here's the kicker. Your subconscious, that giant operating system running your life, cannot tell the difference between something that really happened and something you just imagined with intense detail and emotion. This one fact is the key that unlocks the whole thing.
So when Hale uses these old-timey terms like creating faith through self-suggestion, it can sound a bit out there, but look what he was actually describing. It's what modern neuroscience calls deliberate neural pathway formation. It's neuroplasticity. By hammering your brain with an idea over and over again, with emotion, you are literally rewiring it to find a way to make that idea real.
And that brings us to layer 3, the personal. This is where we stop talking theory and make this stuff incredibly practical for your life, right now in 2026. How do you actually use this code?
Let me just ask you this, straight up. Your subconscious is already running a program. It got installed by your family, your teachers, your friends, your experiences. But if you, as the CEO of you, ever intentionally given it a clear, undeniable target to aim for? Hill's first instruction is basically the programming language. Be exact. Write down exactly what you want. Put an exact date on it. State exactly what you're willing to give to get it. Then read that statement out loud every morning and every night and feel it like it's already done.
Now, let's be real for a second. Doing this, it feels silly. It just does. But that feeling, that little internal cringe, that's your current programming trying to defend itself. It's a sign that the new instructions are actually challenging the old system. That silly feeling means it's working.
And here's the second part of the program, your environment. Hill called it the mastermind. Ask yourself, who are the 5 people I spend the most time with? Because their beliefs, their standards, their conversations, that is the external code that is constantly writing to your subconscious. Are they upgrading you or are they installing a virus?
So when we put it all together, what does it all mean? Here it is, the final decode of one of the most powerful and misunderstood books ever written.
On the surface, Layer 1, it's a 13-step plan to get rich. But symbolically, Layer 2, it's a powerful guide to rewiring your brain for whatever you want. And for you personally, Layer 3, it's a direct order. Write down a specific goal with a hard deadline and get intentional about the people who influence you.
You know, Hill himself said the secret was hidden on every page, but it would only reveal itself when you were ready to see it. He wasn't talking about some magic password. He was talking about a fundamental shift in how you see the world.
And after this decode, that secret isn't so hidden anymore. The real treasure was never the money. It was the blueprint for taking control of your own mind. Now you've seen it. The only question left is, what will you build with it?